So one of the questions I get a lot in trading is how much capital do I need to be able to go full-time trading? Or actually, how much capital do I need to start trading? I've done a video on that in the past. I'll leave it link over here on the screen or link below in the description if you want to check it out. But let's talk about how to go full-time trading. It's a question I get a lot and people ask it a lot. So I want to answer here in the video today. And it's actually pretty simple. It's just a matter of math and performance. So you need to be able to know the math behind it. Don't worry if you're not good at math, that's totally fine. I'll show you how to calculate it right now. The capital you need to be able to go full-time trading. And performance, of course. So performance is something that you have to be able to measure, something you have to be able to get stats on, and we'll discuss that in a few minutes. Now, one mistake that you should not make here is to have only your living expense in trading income every month. Let's say your expenses add up to about like $4,000 per month. Let's say that's your expenses. Now, don't aim to make $4,000 per month in trading. You have to aim more than that. And that's why if you calculate your capital required, like most people do, you'll screw up and you'll have to go back to a full-time job pretty soon because you don't have enough buffer to be able to maybe make mistakes, maybe have a few bad months, a few bad weeks. You don't have buffer, so you cannot afford to go full-time in that case. Now, the way I'll show you here is how I've done it myself, how I suggest you do it. I went full-time myself in 2017, and I didn't really plan well. So I went full-time, I didn't have much money. I had some savings, which helped me a lot. But I would travel, I would spend time around the world, and I had to go back a few times home to be able to save money and go back traveling after. So I didn't have really enough buffer there in my income to be able to go full-time. But I made it work anyway, and I'll share with you how that works out and the formula or the math you can use to calculate your income to go full-time trading without any pain or without having to go back to a full-time job later. So I'm pretty excited about this because it's going to make a big difference for you if you've not done that before. Now here's the formula to figure out how much capital you need to trade for a living. So first things first, you take your freedom number. Now your freedom number is the amount of money you need per month to be able to sustain your expenses and do whatever you want to do. So it could be traveling around the world, it could be spending time with your family, it could be anything of the sort. It could be having this specific car, figure out how much that costs per month, how much you need to be able to afford that overall with all of your living expenses and not have to rely on any other income. Let's say here that this amount would be $4,000 per month, which is decent. Could be more, could be less. That's totally fine with that. And then you take step 2 is you take your average monthly returns. And this is the return you've had per month on average in your trading history. Now, to be able to figure this out, you need to have at least 6 months of live trading history. If you don't have 6 months, then that's pretty worthless because you don't have enough data for validating how much you make per month on average. So I would say 6 to 12 months is good. More than that is even better, but that would be the minimum to figure out how much are your monthly average returns in trading. Let's say you make 6% per month, and you have, let's say you can have 1 or 2 strategies, totally fine, or more, totaling 6% per month. Then you take the capital you have right now in your account. So the capital you have available to put in your account to trade full time. Let's say you have $15,000 right now. You could have 0, that's fine too. Whatever amount that is, that's okay. So just put it there. Then step 4 is to find out if you trade external capital. This is going to be optional, but if you trade a prop firm capital or capital from an investor or anyone else, find out your share that you get from this external capital. Now, it could be that you get, let's say, 70% of the returns back for yourself, then you give 30% of the returns to someone else. In that case, the number would be 70%. But let's say, for example, that you would give half your returns. You do half and half. You give half the return to the investor and you keep half the returns, so 50%. That's depending on your situation, of course, what you're doing and everything around. But let's say here that we keep 70% of the returns. And I'll show you what happens if you trade your own capital. It's going to be different. So you put nothing there, basically. Or you just put 1 because you keep 100% of the return. Step number 5 is you pick your stress reducer number. Now, this is a buffer in the sense that if you get flush at this amount of expenses you have per month at your freedom number, you'll be stressed out, you have anxiety, you'll be like worried all the time. And that's not good for trading and just for life in general. So what you want to do is you want to pick a stress reducer number where you make more money than what you have to spend every month for your expenses. Now here I'm taking 2.5. 2.5 I will be safe with, which will mean that you aim to make 2.5 times more than your expense. So your expense are, let's say $4,000 per month. You aim to make around $10,000 per month. That would be the best. That would be safe in my opinion. You could change this. You could put 1.5, you could put 2. These are good numbers, but I would say don't go below 1.5, otherwise it's getting too risky. Alright, now we get to the calculation part. And I've put a number here on the screen on the left that we've used for this example. Of course, you'll plug in your own numbers, you'll change it up, you make it different for yourself. First things first, you divide line 1 by line 2. So $4,000 divided by 6% per month, that will give you $67,000. Then you subtract line 6 by line 3. So you do what we just calculated right now, which is 67,000 minus the capital you already have in your account right now, or that you have available to trade with right now. Here you have $15,000, so that will give you $52,000 overall. Then you take line 7, which we just calculated, 52,000, and you divide by line 4, which is the share of external capital that you're getting. Now, if you have nothing, of course, you divide by 1, so it's the same, 52,000. But if you divide by line 4, it will give you $74,285. Then you do your multiplier, so your stress reducer number. Multiply line 8, which you just calculated, by line 5. So you do that times 2.5. That will give you $185,714. And this is the capital you will need to get from an investor or prop firm, in addition to your existing capital in your account, which is $15,000. So a total of a bit above $200,000. Now, if you trade your own capital, you will need to add $130,000 on top of what you already have right now. That would be $145,000 total in capital. Now there you go, that's the formula you use to calculate how much capital you need to trade full-time. And this calculation, you can do it anytime you want, you can do it with any number you want. Figure out what your options are, how much you need to get there, and you're going to be on the right track. So that's the calculation I use myself. That's what I recommend you use as well if you want to be able to go full-time with the right capital, not to go back to a full-time job, of course, and be able to go on your way and not worry every month about your expenses and your returns, not worry about the trades you take, and have a lot more peace of mind. So let me know your thoughts below in the comment section. If you agree with this or not, I'm curious to know. I know some people won't agree for sure, but I'm really curious about this. Here are some videos you can watch if you want to have more ideas about my trading, how I do things, and how you can also become better in trading. And I'll leave you a link here to subscribe to the channel if it's not done yet. I publish 4 videos like this or more every single week. And I'll catch you back here in the next one pretty soon. Ciao.